All right, let's look at the last topic here in chapter 10, and that's changing worldviews. So let's look at this in a contrast comparison between pre-Darwin worldviews and then post-Darwin worldviews. A pre-Darwin worldview is that the Earth is relatively young, about 6,000 years. And I already mentioned that it was by Archbishop James Ussher. The post-Darwin worldview, not done by him, but other scientists, is that Earth is relatively old. The Earth is about 4.5 billion years old, and the universe is 3.8 billion years old. So, once again, that doesn't come out of biology. That comes out of earth sciences and astronomy and cosmology. All right. Next, pre-Darwin worldview is that each species is specially created. Species don't change, and the number of species remains the same. This has some major problems when you talk about things like malaria or what's currently around, the coronavirus, in that, if things are specially created to kill humans, well, what's their point then? All right? A post-Darwin worldview is that species change over time and species are related by descent. The third thing is, in a pre-Darwin worldview, is that adaptations are the work of the creator. So they were specially made that way. All right? A post-Darwin worldview is that adaptations to the environment are the interplay of random variations and environmental conditions. So random variations, right? So through mutations, sexual reproduction, but the environment is going to limit those, right? And so that's the environmental conditions that are limiting the variation that's out there. And that's what leads us to adaptations through natural selection. Lastly, in a pre-Darwin worldview, observations are supposed to substantiate the prevailing worldview. So any observation or experiment that you do is supposed to substantiate what you already believe. And that is fundamentally goes against how we do science today. In a post-Darwin worldview, observations and experiments are used to test hypotheses. And guess what? You can be wrong. All conclusions are tentative, as I've said, first day of class. All right? So everything that we know today can be changed based upon new information. That's not the pre-Darwin worldview. In the pre-Darwin worldview, nothing changes. They have absolute truths. And in science, there are no absolute truths.